What's up, everybody? I am so excited to get to do this next reaction. I have heard so much about this. I am a fan of K-pop, although I am not very learned in the different artists. One of my followers subscribed this, and she describes it as a PONR, a point of no return. So I welcome all of you new viewers. This is Rap Monster and his song, Joke. I am very excited for this. I do not know what to expect. This is a very genuine first-time listener, and I'm going to give it my unbiased, open-minded, unjudgmental opinion. I love you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube. Share this around. Clip everything that you see. Let's get as many people in here and involved as possible. And don't be afraid to come and join the live streams doing Twitch reactions on Twitch every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. I love you guys. Here we go. That sounds like Run the Jewels.
내 꿈막을 울리는 rhythm bass drum 날 움직이는 기름 내가 존재하는 모든 행복은 너의 세보까지 모두 I'ma fucking get 'em 나는 엘라스틴 너들은 비름 랩 병신은 너 수준 비름 fingers money 대만 honey to the honey 누가 나를 많이 I'ma fucking bet 'em 거머리 같은 haters 나를 죽여 나를 묶어 나를 숙연하게 만들어 I'm so super I just grew up 그지 같은 모두 섞어 motherfucker 싹 다 섞어 손발에 꺾어 시켜 섞어 져버리 전부 fuck up 한 입으로 두 말 여자들은 널 보고 불러 언니 너무나도 쉽게 가는 철판들 지리고개 선지들이 모이거니 여자 파리 버려들고요 아슴이 현실 싹 다 보여 홍대 예능 쇼면 안 되는 힙스 니들이 날 그거죠 난 이곳에
Okay, I have to comment. I absolutely love this. The timbre of the words he is speaking, even though I do not speak Korean. The da 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 da. Okay, this is extremely eerily reminiscent of what we try to do in the heavy metal, death metal community. There is a rhythm subdivision called a herta, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. And I hear a lot of rap artists and hip hop artists use this subdivision. I think the herta comes from Middle Eastern music. It's I don't know if it's Arabic or Hindu, but I do know it is it catches you off guard. So to be able to use it in lyrics, lyrically, rhythmatically, whatever you want to call it, actually stands out, and it makes you more unique than the rest of the whole like ocean of this type of content and music. Because let's admit, I feel there is about 10 times as much rap, R&B, and hip hop as there is the rest of the music in the world, just because it's better, that it's more resonating with everyone, because this type of music commonly talks about like being on the streets or just kind of like things that everybody kind of goes through, you know what I mean? And that's why I've always resonated with it. You know, I've been listening to this type of music since the early 90s, and with each new artist that I find, you search for that novelty, that refreshing thing that's not like beating the same idea into the ground over and over and over again. And I have to admit that this is incredibly novel.
열고 닫아 마시게 해 너희들은 맨날 느낀 나를 랩해 나 순식간에 비트를 재패 널 보면 비트들이 말을 하는 재패 배알이 좀 꼴리실 거예요 재패 스웨덴 독일 브라질 또 재패 니 더러운 혀보다 강해요 재패 니 작가보네 오원보다 더 재패 Six bullets in my tongue 6 names in my lung 6 shots got me feeling Tupac 그래 이건 ASAP의 가사요 금실겨운 부부처럼 별거 없지 넌 천상 여자처럼 설거없지 나는 탁탁 먼지털이 빡빡 쓸어버려 물 같은 애 엿터 설거지 얘기는 없는 말놀이 내가 I'm motherfucking beat got a motherfucking rhyme got a motherfucking flow got a motherfucking style
Another thing that really stands out to me about this, the bass. A lot of people don't know this. I study frequencies. Cymatics is what it's called. C-Y-M-A-T-I-C-S. Cymatics is a branch of physics that studies about how acoustic sound waves affect matter, right? There was a guy in Canada, John Hutchinson, I believe, came up with something called the Hutchinson effect, that he was able to play certain acoustic frequencies and could manipulate objects. He created something, or at least discovered something, a property of matter called acoustic levitation. He claims. Now, I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but there is video footage of this, and you can go and look it up. It's quite fascinating. But the point I'm getting with all this, vibration and frequency, a lot of this music, just like heavy metal, all right, has properties, cymatically speaking, of grounding. Now, what do we mean by that? Electricity takes the path of least resistance from positive to negative charge and grounds itself to complete a circuit. That is called a closed circuit. It is a complete circuit. You need that complete circuit for electricity to flow like water in a stream, right? Bass, heavy bass like this, just like the kick drum in death metal, things like that, has a grounding frequency property to it, and it allows you to disperse of all of this extra stimulatory energy that you have, and it's actually a healing thing. So it makes sense why this also, excuse me, is incredibly resonating with people, because if you're listening to this driving down the road, that bass, like that's seriously pulling out. It's called energy transduction. When you take low vibrational frequency energy, which we commonly equate in spiritual practice with like negative energy, anger, sadness, vulnerability, shame, all this kind of stuff. Those are low frequency vibrations. They're long frequencies, long and shallow frequencies. And then you have like the high pitch frequencies, which we commonly associate with positive emotions, happiness, bliss, glee, joyfulness. These are very quick, high peak energy frequencies, right? And they happen very, very, very rapidly. And bass, like in this, just like in, you know, death metal with the kick drum and like bass guitar and all that kind of stuff, acts as a way to ground yourself and to go from the long, thick frequencies to the high frequency, high energy vibration. Really is the only way you can describe it, because I mean everything is vibrating, everything is sound, right? So it makes sense to me why this is resonating with so many people across the world, because, you know, humans are humans. You know, we all need that energy transduction.
Pop it, rock it, knock it, never stop it. Talking some trash, it's them pixel 나서 없어. 차비, no real back so 없어. 차비, you know I ain't about the thousands. Let me ride it, you drop it, swap it, rock it, mock it, stock it, lock it in my pocket, just full of masses. Yeah, I get 'em in the best, get 'em in the wrist. Heaven, I on the son of a beach. Now I'm also trying to be my son of a peak. Now the grandma's a son of a six. Yeah, man, I told you that I'm on.
Man, okay, I have so much to say about this. I'm really trying my best not to pause it. So first off, I must commend him on his Korenglish, because it really is the best of both worlds when it comes to this. Another aspect of this that I love is it's not just the same subdivision the entire time. That swing, that da 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 da. So when you're performing subdivisions in time, you have let's just take a 4/4 count. You have 4 beats per measure with a 4 count. So you could take that 4 beats per measure, that, and then you could actually incorporate swing into it. Like if you have da 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 da, that's 3 beats per 4 clicks in a measure. So a measure with 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can actually have 3 beats in it. That's 3/4 time. You could even take it up a notch and do like 6/4 time. You could do, I mean, as many subdivision notes you could fit in there. That's 16, right? But just like fractions in math, they simplify. So if you have 16, you know, that's still going to be 4/4. But if you could read music, you know how many subdivisions it is, right? So it just blows my mind, the musicality that actually goes into this. And a lot of people take it for granted. They take it for granted, which is a shame, when they really should be appreciative of the caliber that the musician is bringing to the table. Like, this isn't just rap. This isn't just R&B. This isn't just hip hop. This isn't just cussing, or this isn't just about drugs. I'm not saying this is or whatever. I'm just saying a lot of that music, people take for granted the technicality and don't really understand why they like it so much, which is why I like being able to do these reactions. As a bit of a music teacher, I like to be able to shed some light on the creation aspect, the inspiration aspect of it. And also, finally, I must commend them on the actual, like, cinematography of this. You know what I mean? I love when a musician puts their money where their mouth is and makes an incredibly good music video, regardless of whether you know the lyrics or not, the translations or not. Being able to captivate your audience with really good cinematography. The color schema with this is teals and blues, a little bit of whites and oranges here and there, but it just gives it this movie quality-esque feel to it, and it just draws you in that much more. You know what I mean? This must have, I guarantee you, this was a team of at least 50 people to make this. It's unreal.
I'm the son of a beach. Now, once I try to be, I'm not a son of a peak. Now, the grandma's a son of a stitch. Yeah, man, I told you that I'm a monster. That's why I be rapping nonstop. I too want your hands at the concert. What's the fucking dead hands at the concert? Hit me.
Excellent. 10 out of 10. This is so much better than I could have hoped for. Excellent. RM, sir, you are absolutely mind-blowing. I cannot wait to get to do more of this. That is not a joke. That's the funny part. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for requesting that. Thank you, Jessica, for requesting that. That was fantastic and so much better than I thought it was going to be. I hope you all enjoyed. And please, like and subscribe to the YouTube. It goes a long way in helping push these videos to the right people in the algorithm so we can build the greatest community in the world. You guys are fantastic. Come and join the Twitch live streams on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. And leave me comments down below for future reaction suggestions. I love you all so much, and I will see you all next time.